Hey y'all, we are talking about long term when one person in the long term relationship wants marriage and the other person is like, I don't really think this is necessary. We're doing fine. What do you think? I'm not sure what's happening over here. Ugh. I have some questions for tonight. Hey, if you're a doctor, we might actually need you depending on what type. We're talking about long term relationships and when one person thinks that the relationship is fine as it is and the other person is like, no, I want to get married.
What it do, boo boo?
Um, what's up, Keon? I just realized I done had nothing on. That's crazy.
Always, it's always cold in my house.
Who?
It's always cold in my house. I'm trying to get me a little jacket real quick. Coming.
Can y'all hear or see me?
Yep, we can hear you, little
Okay.
buddy.
Can you see me?
We cannot
Yeah,
see you, little buddy.
Okay.
Keon,
but
can
who's
you?
screaming?
You can see her? Because I
No,
couldn't. Oh, I can see
no.
her now. Hello, my
Well, who's
love.
screaming? I just can't think.
What about Ebola? What's going on?
What about Ebola? The topic is marriage necessary? When you're in a long term relationship, one person is saying, we're good how we are, it's going great. And the other person is like, nah, I want marriage. What do y'all think? I feel like some people are staying in these relationships because the other person is
Dang,
like,
wait a minute. We
what?
jumping right into it, huh?
No, I'm
They,
just talking to myself.
Oh.
I've been talking to myself. The other person is like, I don't want to get married, and so the other person, even though they do want to get married, they just have to stay into the relationship because you're right, it is going okay, but I don't know. I feel like if you like, oh, it don't mean nothing, it's just a piece of paper, then if it don't mean nothing, then why can't I get what I want? What you holding on to? Some of y'all might be saved when people do that because maybe they do change once they get that title. Maybe they do have other expectations like you a whole wife out here and it's like what does that mean? um Mike, can you add Matilda? She asked. Hey Chrissy. Chrissy Cole said, hey y'all.
Hey.
hey gal.
Oh, let
Kia,
me charge
I'm
my
not sure if
computer.
you're in Missy Elliott's video or going to prep school.
Whoa.
You're not sure what?
I think
Hold
I like
on.
it.
No, you
What?
remember that you remember when that girl ate that bubble gum on Willy Wonka?
Oh my gosh. That's so
Oh
funny.
man, that's cute, Key.
Yeah, I like the look.
She's like,
Oh man.
no, it's just giving real blue today.
I had to represent for Haitian Flag Day.
Oh, cool.
Talk about say those. Yeah.
What'd you say, Key? Hey, Sherry.
Y'all look, hey Sherry, you didn't miss much. I just put the question out there and I was just putting my own thoughts about when one person wants the marriage and the other person doesn't. I really feel like it's like the other person just has to stay in the relationship and take it even though they don't get the marriage they want, because you're right, we are doing okay. Bree said, okay, Key, got the colors up. She put the flag up.
I know that's right.
Bree said my favorite show is on. Thank you. That's super love. Thank you. The unmessy reality TV show. I know Keon.
It can be a little mess.
Because I'm bringing it tonight. I'm on the other side.
I may be the one that bring the mess, according
Girl,
to Scott.
shut up. I don't have my ring on today because I'm doing my hair, so it'll be a little less bling.
You so lame. This is the lamest person I know.
But I cracked myself up. That's the crazy part.
You knew that was crazy when you said.
Man.
Jerry said, "Key, you looking like don't get on y'all BS today."
Yeah. I'm here for the shenanigans. I truly want to know. I hope that some of y'all brought y'all male cousins.
Bree better be ready. I want the tea.
I want to hear from the males on this one for
Yeah,
sure.
I want to hear from y'all. Like, I hope y'all brought y'all male cousin, y'all male besties, like somebody. Where is what's his name that brings the drama? Carlos. Carlos, where you at?
Lord Jesus. Carlos, we coming with the guns blazing.
Oh yeah, Carlos, get your guns out. We want to know. Is there anybody that's in a long-term relationship?
There's plenty of people like you that's married.
I'm talking about a long-term relationship, but you're not married. Like, you didn't do the formal piece.
Well, let's just go, Maya. Let's just do the intro.
All right, what's up, y'all? If you're new here, this is a talk show that we do every Monday at 7:30. We are all real sisters, all three of us. We're missing one. I am the lawyer. This is the occupational therapist in Texas. This one with the blueberry on is a physical therapist in Georgia. We all have our different opinions. We're all in different stages of our lives, but we are real sisters. And we come on here every Monday and talk about a topic. The topic is from my website, labelmelegal.com. If you go to the blog and read the latest blog, which is Marriage Necessary? We are talking about the dichotomy between, you have a long-term relationship, but one is like, I actually want marriage. The other one is like, we've been doing fine for 8 years. Why do we have to do the piece of paper? It's not that deep. Or that'll change things, or whatever excuse they come up with. If you read the blog, you know where I stand. Or maybe, I don't know, the last sentence. Was it?
Yeah. I was reading like, dang, it's still Lord. But it was good. It was good.
Sorry.
It was good, but like the blog had to be broken up for me. Like,
yeah.
The blog definitely had to be broken up. But definitely where I registered is I'm back with the slaves. Just loved each other. They ain't have it. They just loved each other. When nothing legal.
Oh Lord. Okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Then.
Thank you, Jill. Dr. Keon Stone. That's how I want to be introduced.
Oh, okay. I got you,
People
Okay,
call
Keon.
me,
girl.
so if people call me Blueberry. Put Dr. Blueberry in front of it.
Okay. Okay. I got you. I can do that. I really feel like I'm here for Scott. I really feel like if you looked at if you didn't look at the blog, it doesn't matter. You can still have the conversation because I want to know like y'all opinion. Like where you at? Are you with Keon? Are you like we don't need that piece of paper? I used to feel like that for a long time. Really.
Or you should wait a minute. Wait a minute. Cause you said you used to feel like that. Get me up to speed.
Like very transparent about where we are. Like Daisha's married.
Okay, so I'm married. I don't have my ring on because I'm doing my hair and it pulls my hair. I'm married. However, I'm married to somebody that I've been with since I was 15. And I didn't necessarily think I needed to be married. However, it did change a little, like it was necessary when I had my daughter. I mean, I was already married by then, but yeah, I just, I was asked and I accepted, but I honestly, I don't think I needed to be. I don't think I would have been pressed.
Okay, and then Maya, what are you like?
I am a fiance, but I'm kind of like Dash. Well,
No, have your own opinion. Have your own opinion.
Oh.
I definitely have my own opinion, but I feel where Dash is coming from. Like, I feel like everybody around me has been like, because we was together for so long before we got engaged, like when do you think you're gonna propose and stuff like that. I was very sick and tired of that question because I felt like people was pressing the issue before I was. Like, it's not that deep to me. Like I'm not. First of all, I'm not gonna be telling nobody when they should propose to me. If it don't happen within the right time span, then it's not gonna happen, and I need to move along. But I never been the type to just like I cannot wait to get married. Like if it happens, it happens. But I'm like that with everything, so I don't know, you know.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get our thoughts processed because I know for sure this is going to be a night where the comments will be very much booming, and we really want this platform today to just highlight you guys. So, me personally, as a single, young, black, successful female out here, I want to protect my assets. I have worked very hard for them. The dating world is very scary right now. People are into transactional relationships, and I personally, to get to a point of marriage, will need an overly abundant amount of loyalty and trust. To where I think I value you and your thought process so much over my sisters, because right now my sister is my beneficiary because I know that's who know me best. And so I do not find marriage to be nothing but a 50-50 gamble, and you just got to make sure the person you choose to gamble with is the right one. And that's a big, to me, that's a big leap. It's a covenant before God. It's something I feel like people be just jumping into without certainty about their partner. And I am not the person that's going to value marriage first, because if I do, I may end up making the wrong decision. If I choose to wait and love you down so much that I'm like, you know what, if something happened to me, I want you to be in charge, then I feel like I may be able to get to that thought process because I come from a married family. So I know the success behind just having a family dynamic. But I also believe you can have that family dynamic without the legality of that paperwork and that ceremony for the people. I don't know if that's necessarily me. And I just feel like I work so hard. I work so hard to be who I am and what I am, and I'm not willing to share that just yet with someone off the strength of, oh, I love you. Like,
Okay, I feel like I need to settle that because I do have some tips at the end of the blog that talks about ways to protect yourself if you don't get married, because there are ways to protect your assets. Even if you are married, you can do a his and her trust to where it's together, but if you divorce, then it becomes a his and her trust. It depends on how you write it. So there are some things, but let me go to the comments before I settle that, because I know a lot of people are gonna say that too. Humble Hustler said, "Whatever to keep the peace." Yeah, and then that I feel like everybody should be like that. Like if it's no big deal, then whatever to keep the peace. Bree Capri said there should be a choice made from alignment and love, not pressure or expectation. But the Humble Hustler said they say it takes 10 years to get to know someone and then you still really never know. That's true. Akazra said it's too much of a gamble. The Humble Hustler said, but we gamble every day and there's no way to make sure. A person can pretend for years, but you can't do all that pretending. Like there are signs in between. Not to mention, it may take 10 years. I don't know why 10 years, but you really don't ever know. Like those people who marry somebody and then they have a accident and then they get addicted to drugs and now you married to a druggie. Or those people who, you marry somebody, it's going fine, but then all of a sudden your child says that they are part of the LGBTQIA community. And then you have a split. All of a sudden the parents split. Or there's like so many examples of things that happen, or you lose a parent and this person doesn't handle grief the way that you do and it falls apart. Like you never really know somebody because you don't necessarily know. You can be with somebody in all of the seasons, like the seasons of the earth, but not the seasons of life. And so you don't know how they're going to handle that. You just hope to pick the person. Like life is complex, people are complex. You pick the person that you like. All right, if I'm going to do this roller coaster, I want to do this roller coaster with you because you align mostly to how I do a lot of things or how I am or whatever. Peyton
but that's
said,
why I feel like true love. Like I feel like true love. We will be dating each other for the rest of our. We have chose to date each other for the rest of our lives.
right.
Meaning, I may find out 10 years later you don't like pickles, and I'm like, wait, you don't like pickles? And you like, no, I never like pickles. You shouldn't. We should be so close that you don't get mad about that. It should be like, now you better not ever forget. Like I feel like true love, you are going to constantly be learning your person, and it's going to be it's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be easy. I do expect there to be hard moments, but it should be I feel like it should feel like this my best friend. When I have something I don't want to share with my family, I want to call you first to share it with you, or something I just really, it's like for me, because I hold my family on such a high pedestal. If you can't become the amount of value as these people plus more, then it's just gonna be real hard for me to get to.
Like the conversations before it too are important because, like I've said even before engaged, love is not enough. Like if
it's not.
I think the most important thing to me is, are we friends first? Like I have to be your best friend and vice versa for it to work, because I love my sisters. That don't mean I want to be around them all the time. I love my parents. I can't. Yeah, for sure you. That don't mean I want to be around them all the time. So
right.
I have to, if we are getting married, I have to, like, I can't just go away like this. I have to stick with you.
Right.
I know we about to get on each other's nerves. So how are we going to conflict resolution?
Yeah. Break and Bree said it should feel natural, not forced. As a reminder, if you want to come up and speak your thoughts rather than type them in the comments, switch over to TikTok. and let us know you want to come up, and we'll pull you up on the screen and you can chat with us. Peyton said, I think it's 100% necessary. I have an uncle who was with this woman for like 12 years. She was the sweetest lady, held him down, took care of his kids, stayed by his side until he passed away. But when he passed away, she got nothing. She had nothing. She didn't work. She didn't have to while he was alive. She had no say to anything he left behind. She was left with nothing and has been having the hardest time starting over. It's so sad because she's literally the sweetest woman. I wish they would have went the extra mile, because at the end of the day, she would have at least been left with something to support herself. Getting back into the workforce after you've been a stay-at-home mom is nearly impossible these days. So that's why I wanted to bring in those 5 things that I mentioned at the end of the blog about how to protect yourself. Because even if you marry, but you don't make sure your spouse gets a policy on themselves, or you don't get a policy on your spouse and don't let it lapse, you can still be left with some real hardships. Keon was talking about the dating pool, and Scott said it's treacherous out here. Is it treacherous for the men? I feel like I'm meeting all kinds of good examples of beautiful, great women that are getting y'all playing in their face. I'm just curious. Is it treacherous for y'all?
No. I think it's treacherous for men, because now women are really tapping into, first of all, this soft girl era and girls girl era, where social media is making them feel like this is what's required for dating to be a thing, and they're wanting men to just kind of, I'm not saying all, but I think it's a 50-50 battle of men and women both struggling out here from a dating standpoint, because girls are really trying to like be video vixens. Like, they are not authentic.
The humble hustler said hot girl summers everywhere.
Yes, they're not. They are not. They are not the traditional woman no more. It is a very much expensive, long drawn out. It's just like, it's different. It's like, wait, what? We don't even live. We don't even live together. Like Scott said, and pay my rent era. I live in my house. You live in yours. You want money on your rent. You want money on your car note. Like, I just feel like. And that is what they're saying is like, oh, date me. This is dating me. And it's like, no, this is helping you live this era that you see G Herbo buying Tiana, like, tennis chains, and he a rapper. Like,
I feel like, but if you find somebody who has their own and has it together, most of them don't. We're not looking for anybody to buy anything. We're looking for you to be able to keep up with us.
Yes.
No, I agree with that.
Y'all ain't keeping up.
I'm not saying that that's not true, but I'm just saying, like, you asked God, it was like, are the guys having a bad time? I'm like, let's be fair. Like, yes, they.
Okay. I feel you. It is some of those out here. I feel like almost though aesthetically, can't you see them coming? They all kind of look the same.
What you mean? See who coming?
Them, that type.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Tina said, you need to get a prenup, Kia, because you over here trying to protect your assets and all that. Ma said ceremony for the people. What does that mean? Okay, so not like like a just ceremony for the people, like
wedding costs over a wedding $100,000 for the wedding of your dreams. Me, who is somebody who's very much like love a flashy lifestyle, love the most. A wedding $100,000? No.
Bruh, okay.
wait,
It ain't gotta be $100,000 now.
But
I have a question.
Very expensive for flowers. I heard somebody pay $50,000 for flowers.
That's true.
That's diabolical. But Devin said, yeah, you can see it coming. The problem is that it's becoming coming. What does that look like? One, that's my question. But two, I think that's another question that I am tired of being asked.
What?
How's the wedding planning? It's not going.
How's
Okay.
ask me how the life planning is first, and then we can get to the wedding.
Exactly. I can't even plan my life. You want me to plan a whole ceremony for that? And first of all, I'm also not one of those girls. People may look at me and think I'm like dramatic, like I want to go do this big wedding. But for me, I will go to the courthouse, jump the broom, and have a party with my family. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
That's all. That's it. And then the trip afterwards, of course.
Yeah.
I love a trip.
Care about the reception.
Jay said it's more of me being patient, education, stabilization, success. Yeah. And not your competition. Like as in they're not competing with you. Sherry said it has its benefits. Okay. I'm going to read this and hope that I gather which one you're talking about. Being single allows you to be free with your relationship. As they say, if you're not married, you're single anyway. We claim people as ours, but without marriage, you're still free. It's sinful if you're having sex and shacking. That's so common, but it's still wrong. Marriage is a true partnership and contract. You try hard to stay together and work it out. You truly build a life together. Not being married brings on things like what I just recently witnessed. Should something happen to you, even if you've been together for 2 decades, you don't have a right to much and you're not the next of kin. You absolutely have to have things in order when you're dealing with your unmarried partner. In either relationship, you have to be friends first and know how to communicate with each other. Okay, I keep saying this. I'm gonna come back to this, y'all, because whether you read the blog or not, I'm gonna tell you how to solve this problem to protect yourself. Because even if you don't get married, that's fine. You can still, if you want the wedding or you want the reception or you just want the dress. Matter of fact, come holler at me. I got a dress you can purchase right now off the roadway. Okay, so if you just want that, you can do that and still make sure you're protected. You can even do that and not actually sign the paperwork and submit it to the government and not legally be married. So I'm going to come back to this so, we can make sure we cover for people to how to protect yourself. Mom said, me and Tracy been out in them stores watching big butts together. Nope, not looking to be with someone else. I'm just meaning we grew up as friends. We married as friends. We don't always get along. But as husband and wife, I think you need to be friends first. I think that's the biggest thing is like the friendship. And that's why when you develop a friendship, and I think maybe that's a double-edged sword for women because it is important when you develop a friendship, you can find those commonalities where you find out if this is the person I want to do life with because they handle things close to how I would handle it. And even though they got a few things I don't like or whatever. But here's the other piece. It's a double-edged sword for some people because I want to build friendship has been weaponized by a couple of people, by a group. And then that friendship goes on for years. But you getting extra benefits and you doing a little bit more than friendship, but you still over here talking about friendship. And it's nonsense. Like, get to it or get off the pot. And I think that's where a lot of women got to figure out, like, this friendship piece. I do want the friendship, but where do I stop it and create a boundary and say, but I eventually want, marriage. I want to go beyond that, like, without having to say, so a year from now, so where are we? What we doing?
That's a good point to make. It should definitely be friendships with boundaries and respect. But I don't think that I will be with somebody for 2 decades and we have not talked about like the future, like how I know things happen, all of a sudden, but there's no way we have not talked about, or at least my family don't know how important you mean to me to not have any inclusion. I think that part is just a little like, I still would not want to rush into marriage just because of that. Like how Peyton had talked about her uncle being with somebody for 12 years or whatever, and I don't think they needed to get married for him to put her in charge of certain things.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah,
he could have just made sure she was good.
Yeah, like I feel like it's just like as as like a couple, just on a couple that's truly building, which that's why I said, like, I think marriage should be an end goal. Like, we've been together so long, let's just do it. You know, like, not no, you got 2 years to figure it out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that do be a little crazy. I mean, the ultimatums be wild. I mean, I see why you trying to protect yourself and be like, I ain't finna be your little girlfriend out here for a minute. But the ultimatums don't help nobody.
Don't help nobody. Like, and I want a diamond cut with the, like, no, we not about to sit here and keep having these conversations. We could be talking about what type of retirement we want, what type of house we want built. You know, let's talk like that. You ain't about to hound me down with the conversation of 3 more years. We've been together for 3 years and still no.
The Humble Hustler said some states legally married after so many years, right? Or is that a myth? So it's called common law. You have to prove certain things. Like in Texas is one of those states. After so many years of like certain things like living together, your whole family recognizing that you've been together. Yes, they call it common law marriage. But again, it still has to be proven, which means you have to have that family say, okay, we've been around y'all all this time. I need y'all to provide paperwork that says you recognized our relationship, blah, blah, blah. If they don't do that, again, it's really all about the documentation at the end of the day. Jay said, can you have marriage papers forged? I mean, I'm not silly out here to think that, you know, no one can forge something. I think everything probably can be forged. There are really good people out here right now that can forge some things. However, what's the point? If you're forging it to look like you're married, you can just do the paperwork. If you're forging it to look like that's to the government. If you're forging it to look like you're married to your spouse, I'm not trying to aid anybody in nonsense, but realistically, when you get married, you fill paperwork out. You go to usually the Register of Deeds, wherever it is in your particular local area, in your state. You fill the paperwork out. You have 60 days to turn that paperwork in. If you don't turn that paperwork in legally, you're not married. So if you forget to turn your paperwork in, you're not married. I mean, you don't need to forge nothing. Now, will your spouse think you married this whole time? Sure. But if they don't do their part and like do the name change thing, they won't find out either. So I don't know the point of forging. Sean Ryan said, it's very superficial out here. Sherry agreed with you, Maya. She said the ceremony is for the people. Save your money and plan your life. Mom says, so many people today do not take marriage seriously. That's why the first disagreement, they ready to divorce or go out and cheat. Yeah.
That's why I got to be sure, because I'm quitting. I'm quitting.
I am so done. I quit. Tina said, your parents did it right in the pastor's living room. I was a witness and they've been together forever, in Cardi B voice. Peyton said, it's social media. Okay, I want to know about this. Y'all, I want to know, do we all think it's social media? Like, why social media got y'all relationship looking crazy? These podcasts are putting men and men against each other. It's so sad. They're telling men that if they don't provide for a girlfriend, they are less of a man, when that was never supposed to be a thing. A man is supposed to provide for a wife, not a girlfriend. Then they're telling women if a man doesn't provide, she shouldn't give him a chance. I think they're confused on the providing aspect. I don't think the new age, my age, men and women even know what providing even means. A man is supposed to provide peace. That part. Protection, stability, leadership, reassurance, a safe home for his family. And I'm going to add partnership. We both going to work. You get in here and cook some Salisbury steak and do some dishes. Why are we both going to work and I'm still working afterwards by myself? That's crazy. He should make sure his household feels secure, supported, cared for, and emotionally protected through both good times and hard times. Like, hush. Women are thinking men are supposed to provide their bundles.
I like this comment.
Yeah. Pay all their bills before commitment, get their nails done every week, all superficial things. We're both being fed BS. No marriage is 50-50. There are days you will be 70-30 and 20-80. Bruh, yes. I mean, I'm talking about 10-90 some days. You should lean on each other, but you really do have women out here telling a man, if you don't buy my bundles, I'll just find someone else to do it. Like, huh? Then complain they can't find a good man. I'm a woman, and it makes us look so bad. But I think it's a ton of great men and women out here. They're just not finding each other because it's too many of the wrong people in the mix. That's a good point, Paige. Clock it.
That was so
okay.
Because I know a person personally who is very close to me. Somebody went and bought a bundle. They moved on so fast. That was like, if you can't, you acting like you got it, so spend it. Like, they moved on so fast, and it was very scary. Very scary. But I ain't gonna say no names.
I just want to make sure you ain't talking about me.
It was you. It was you.
That's crazy. That is crazy. What?
I don't
remember that.
That has never happened. She
So
lying.
many comments. Let's keep going. Peyton did good.
Thank
Okay, let's
you,
keep
Peyton.
going.
Okay, Maya, you want me to read your comment?
Sure, I don't care.
Okay, Maya commented that spending $20K on a wedding is crazy. Nothing against the people who have done it, but I've heard too many times people regretting spending that much for one day and or not enjoying themselves because of how chaotic it is for the bride. I can't. Yeah, Scott said, the time clocks be crazy. Betty said, you should never feel pressured into marriage. Never. And Tita said, I think some people get married thinking that the other person will stop cheating or to have the title of being the main one. I want to be the only one, married or not. Cornisha said exactly. Do you have a 401k? Okay. Because let's talk about how you're doing your taxes and what's your plan. What's your plans? Who's your tax person?
We talking about the ring, the ceremony, and then we find out at the end of the marriage, your score was 400 and mine was 7. What? I am kicking and screaming like I just feel like the week, and we allow ourselves, we'll get lost in the sauce with all that kikiing and oh, I love you. We've been in love for so long, and then we get to the end and find out the creditors is blowing you down. The whole time I'm thinking you just ignoring spam, and it's not spam. Like, no, I will not fall.
Dion been through it.
I would just say, like, I will be truthful. Like, I am already just, like, I've been so locked in trying to, like, chase a career that, like, I'm just now taking, like, relationship life serious. And while I'm trying to take it serious, I'm just really not respecting a whole lot of what's going on in it. Like, it's just like, no, we were just dating. We're not going to therapy dating. I'm not going to therapy with you dating. Like, we just found out that we don't work. We don't mesh. Bye. I quit.
Bye.
Sherry said, that's why you talk about your expectations out the gate and you date with intention. If you ask the question and that person says they're not interested in marriage, then you move on. Okay, I got a question about that. Like, do you move on? Like, can you like evaluate yourself and be like, wait, why do I want marriage? Because some people really do want marriage for the show, when you ask them why, they say, so the TV show that I got this from, when she was asked the question, she said, I want the ring, I want the dress, I want the reception, I want, the recognition and all of that. And so if they're not into marriage, maybe you can get in alignment. I mean,
One thing I'm a firm believer on is when someone show you who they are, believe it. If they're saying they're not ready for marriage and they don't want that, then like like Sherry said, why waste each other time? Let's stop. Because if I leave you, why you telling me you don't want marriage and you watch me thrive in my single life and then you come back like, I want to get married now. Well, maybe we can talk then still in that place. However, if you tell me you not interested in marriage and I am, like, let's just be friends. We can have a really good friendship. I'm gonna call you down when I need you, but I'm not about to sit here and build a life and dreams with you and really believe in it when I know for a fact, like, I don't wish those things for my future. That's your future.
Sherry said, don't look to change someone and try to make them marry you. Keep it moving and save both of your time. Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're trying to change somebody, but I don't know. I just, part of me feels like it could work.
You're not even with yourself. Come on, part of me believe it can work.
Wait, what?
You're not that patient. Like, part of me believe it can work. You're not that patient, and that is for TV. What you just did right there.
I'm not
You are
saying
not
it can.
patient.
I'm not saying I'm that patient. It's not about patience. It's about.
All I gotta say.
It's not about patience. It's about like understand, like real conversations, like understanding where you coming from, like why do you want this or why do you not want this. And I think, my problem with this, like, just you find out and you move on, is that in life, when you find your person, even if that person also wants marriage the way you do, or the relationship to look the way you do, there's going to come a time where there's going to be a decision that's like, we don't agree on this. And it's a huge decision. And you have to, those people that can't budge, that can't like evaluate yourself, like what's the problem? Because you moving on too quick to me, is all I'm saying. Like, if they're not interested in having the conversation, they're like, I don't want to do it, then I get that. But I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's as easy as, like, you have the conversation and you out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that, like, I think that you can be budged, but I think marriage is the foundation. Now, being able to change my mind about children, being able to change my mind about, are we celebrating Christmas? Those things are things that's negotiable. But like something
negotiable, children.
Negotiable.
We fight if children negotiable. We fight. You get out of my life right now. I understand that I'm a unique situation, but I never really wanted kids, and I had a partner who was like, if we have them, I'm good. If we don't, I'm good. I'm never gonna ask you to do that because that's a lot to put on you. That's a lot on your body. That it's just not okay to ask. And literally said this to me. I know a lot of people don't have that, and a lot of people are with a person that they love and they're like, that they get along with and want to do life with, and it's vice versa. And they have a conversation about children, and one is like, yeah, I want 4, and they agree, and then they have one, and the one that carried them is like, yeah, I ain't doing that again. And the other one was like, well, what about the other 4? Or what about the other 3? And now you got a situation like that's what I'm talking about. It's those conversations, like, you can't pivot, like, you don't realize what you're doing. So I don't know.
Like, dreams can change. Dreams can change when you're dreaming together. That's why when you meet the person that's supposed to be the person, you can't be dreaming separately. We got to be dreaming together. We gotta sound delusional when we get together. It's gotta sound delusional. It's gotta sound real delusional together. It can't be like, I'm gonna have a motorcycle, I'm gonna have a tricycle, I'm gonna have a house, I'm gonna have a barn. Like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's different.
But I'm saying, like, when we dream, it need to be delusional together. We gonna have a jet. We gonna have a helicopter. I want you to be hyped about those far, far away things just as hype as I am. But if I'm dreaming about a jet and you just want a Mercury, yeah, like it's just a physical attraction. And that's where I feel like people get caught up in. It's like, you're not dreaming enough together, so you're so caught up in a physical attraction that you can't even see how this person dreams or how far their thoughts can go.
Yeah,
You're
that's a
just
good point.
seeing a very superficial level of who they are, and it's not going nowhere. Like it should be very comical and crazy when we plan a future together.
But what if at first they not like that, and then like as they see you on the grind, like you very ambitious, and not saying that they are not ambitious, they just not as ambitious as you. What if over time they start to get that same dream that you had? You telling me you about to exit? You won't even sit around long enough.
No. I'm gonna sit around as a friend though. I'm not about to sit around like as a invested member of this situation. Like I'm going to allow you to, because one thing I think is just very important that I think we should share with our partners is don't ever let me outgrow you, because I'm a dreamer. I'm a go-getter. I'm a hustler. Those are things that like feed me. Yeah. And for me to remain attracted to who you are as a person, I love you as a person. Love your personality. Love our time together. But I get to a point of feeling like I'm outgrowing you. It's like a saying, like the tribe, you vibe, whatever. I'm gonna be growing with my tribe, and then I know I'm gonna find an attraction somewhere else, because this has turned to physical only now. Yeah. We're not hitting each other intellectually anymore.
Oh, snap. Carlos in the building. Carlos said, wow, outgrow is crazy. Carlos, we missed you, buddy.
We got a lot of comments.
Okay, let me read these comments. Tita says social media plays a major part in it. Unfortunately, it's not real life. Sean Ryan said, we got friendships without healthy boundaries. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, and that was friendships. Peyton said, Kia, you funny, but you're not wrong. It's too many of them. No, Damon. Sharia said, this is me and my husband going 13 years strong, talking about the friendship that Mom was talking about. Mom said marriage should be 100% to 100%. I'm meaning give it your all at all times. Brazier said marriage is a covenant before God. Let me go back to that. You do give it your all at all times, but sometimes all I got is 10. I need you to carry that 90. I mean, but I think we need to be aware of that. Like, you know, like you said, marriage doesn't hold, they don't hold what does it say? Like, there's no competition. They don't hold, you know, who did what, or, you know, that kind of stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Brazier said marriage is a covenant before God. So personal marriage isn't just a piece of paper. But is it? No, like, what's personal marriage? Because marriage before God is different than the piece of paper. The piece of paper is the government part, and that's the part that be killing me. Because marriage before God was just as real and just as much of a covenant before God before you were required to notify the government about it, when they was just like putting on rings and saying we go together. We together and everybody know it.
But I feel like marriage is literally, to me, when I think of marriage, and that's why I take it so serious, like, I just feel like we done cut our hands, touched the blood together, and said, God, I promise I won't look at nobody else.
Oh my God.
Look at nobody else.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's like, I just feel like I've made a decision that, I mean, I feel like it's a covenant to God, and I don't want to lie to God and say, God, this is the only person I'll be interested in for the rest of my life. I feel like that is a big decision, because I feel like it's a covenant before God. He's staring at you. You said I do in front of all these people with this Bible laid out, and then turn around, you divorced. No, I don't want that story. I can't have that story.
Yeah. Tita said, on the flip side, some men only want a woman with bundles and BBLs. The natural woman is overlooked until the Instagram model takes all the money. Then they want a country girl. Yeah, some of y'all are setting yourselves up for the okie doke, because that's what I meant by you can see them coming. Like, some of y'all.
Yeah, but I don't want another bad person in the world. You gotta have a
Death to the
y'all,
baddies.
you need to have a little short hair sometimes. Some need to be wrong. I don't want another. I don't think I want anything that look like the bundles and the BBLs ever. Like picture perfect.
You gotta go for medium.
Oh yeah, picture perfect scared me. I want to see your natural hair, and I want to see you without that makeup.
Maya said, what is the ideal time you should be in a relationship before marriage? And we want to know y'all's answers. Me personally, I don't think it's time. I don't know that there's a time on that.
I disagree.
Oh, what you got?
I'm not gonna be nobody's girlfriend for 8 years.
Okay, that's true.
I told y'all about them bundles. Remember what I told y'all? The one who said if you don't buy them bundles, I'm trying to tell y'all. Maya trying to stay humble for y'all, but if you don't buy them bundles,
Oh,
I'm in here.
First of all, no, it's not. And Dion just reminded me why you said that. I have never liked a flashy man. If you
Not
are
flashy.
going,
They just gotta be able to.
no, if you're going to flash your money, I think that's corny as heck. If you gonna flash your money, then hands out, because give it to me. You want to look stupid? I'm gonna make you feel stupid. That's all I'm saying. But anyway,
Between the lines. But yeah, read between the lines.
Key, please. Anyway, yeah, I like idolize marriage or nothing, but I'm not finna be. If you don't know by now, then I think we should be friends.
yeah.
That don't mean I'm about to force you. I'm also not about to be like, hey, when we gon'? I'm just gonna play my part and move on.
Peyton said, be a friend first so you at least know their character. A friend will show you more about what they are really about because there's no commitment. You're worried about cheating or being backdoored. Watch them with their friends and family. If they running around backdooring their homeboys, family, constantly lying, etc., they'll do the same to you. They will backdoor you. Marry someone hoping they will stop cheating is crazy. People date with hope, hoping someone will change. When men, I think it's we are grown as if. Most people are set in their ways. You can't force someone to change. Hard questions need to be asked ASAP if you're ready to settle down. Absolutely. If you know you want kids and marry someone who doesn't want kids, you know dang well it's not going to work. Peyton is here today. It's your values it's never going to be perfect, but your values have to somewhat align to make it last. But still, it's going to be a lot of compromise because it's two people coming together. Now, I do believe someone can change, but it's up to them, and you shouldn't have to ask them. They will do it on their own if they are seriously ready to settle down. Very true.
Yeah, that's true. I like Peyton. Man, you come back. I like your coming.
Cornisha says, so he's gonna give you a promise ring instead of a wedding ring in our 30s. Yeah, let's not waste each other's time. Maybe not it doesn't have to be a promise ring. Like, honestly, a relationship.
I don't think it should take 8 years, but I do think in the 3 years is critical. Our first year is a honeymoon phase, and we're very not seeing no red flags. Yeah. The second year, we start to see more. We go through a little bit more of the trenches. But that third year, I get to decide, do we really like each other, or are we just playing around? Because I don't think 8 years, I don't think 10 years. All I'm saying is, if the person is growing with you and you don't outgrow them, y'all should be able to get to marriage. It should be the end goal. It shouldn't be the beginning of the conversation. Like, so, I don't think it should be the end goal.
I'm glad you said that because Carlos said 8 years just to be friends. Stop the cap. I'm so tickled. What does Kia mean by outgrow? You go look elsewhere when you outgrow that person. Carlos said it's realistic that I have, if I have 10 and my partner have 90. Yeah, some days it's vice versa, but we don't need to keep score, you know? Bree said, why would I be a girlfriend for 8 years? I feel like after 3 to 4 years, we got to see what we doing. Okay, so Aisha answered this for us. She said 3 years is good. I'm with Keon. So what y'all think? 3 years is good?
Let's stay 3 to 5, but let's stay logical. You know, like let's stay logical. By 3 years, we should be able to be talking about, okay, we done made the dating pool and stay. And I mean 3 years of consistency, not all that breaking up and getting together. No, 3 years of you my dog. I'm like, then and then we gonna use the next 2 years to plan the future and have very futuristic talks. And if I'm talking about an 800 credit score and you're talking about 6, we're not about to go into the next step of planning a wedding. We're going to have to plan some financial literacy. It's something else that needs to be planned before we get to wedding. That's all I'm saying.
Right, okay, I feel that, Keon.
Yeah, like I don't want people to think like, oh, Keon don't want to get married, and Carlos thinking like, she just gonna move on. If I outgrow you, what I'm gonna be with you for? Not outgrow you.
But okay, clarify that, because if you outgrow somebody in a marriage,
I mean, like, we're not. You're okay with being stagnant in life, and I'm somebody who I'm hard on myself. So from year to year, I would like to see improvements in my character, my person. I ain't even saying it's gotta be a financial gain, but it's something about me has to elevate. It's gotta, to understand evolution is change over time. You as a person should, there are foundational things where you should remain a solid person, things about you foundational that should be the same, but you as a person should grow and change over time. If I'm evolving and you're someone who's like going to this job, this 9-to-5 job, staying as staff member every day for 10 years, and you're not challenging leadership, you're not challenging new directions because you see more in yourself, I can't be with that. Like I know people out there are great with that, but I can't be with like a stack. That's not me. Yeah. It's not like I'm saying that, oh, that's a problem. I'm just saying, like, to date me, we need to try to be bosses. We're going to work together to be bosses, even if it get to we quitting our jobs and investing in ourselves and getting this business. Like, let's invest in my skill. Let's invest in your skill. Yeah. I just feel like the mindset is, at some point, I shouldn't be coming home talking about all this, all this growth I'm having, and I want to get involved in these classes, and you like, we watching Seinfeld tonight again, like.
Lyric said this is a good topic for me. You know what, Lyric? Somebody else hit me up today and was like, "Yeah, I saw the topic," and I don't know. I think they feel like I was shooting darts, but like, it is a good topic. It's a good topic for a lot of people, and I literally got this off of a Netflix show called Blue Therapy. But it applies to so many people, and there are so many relationships that I've seen that I thought this would help. So I'm gonna read this comments because I got a good question that I wanna put out there because I want answers to that. It is for men and women. Carlos said, "Key, it's gonna be really hard to find that person you're talking about."
Well, guess what? If I gotta spend my whole life looking for my person, I can guarantee you they're going to get found. There is someone out here in this world, and I know this because I live with people like this. There is someone out here in this world who is not okay with being stagnant, and that's what I'm requesting. I'm requesting a person that's not stagnant, a person that know how to be a friend, and a person that can move with logic opposed to emotion first. That's what I'm requesting. I'm not requesting this impossible robot. I'm not saying be the unthinkable. I'm saying be as close to me as who I am so that me and you can bond. So if I got to spend my whole life waiting on that, guess what I'm going to do? Cross my legs, cross my arms. And
Brazier said 3 years. From having a dad and stepdad who told me loud and clear, even my brothers have told me, it doesn't take long for a man to know who he wants to be with. No, for real. Like, I've heard a lot of people say this. Like, men know. Some of them just want, like, they don't want the whole marriage thing for whatever reason, and maybe that's they don't truly trust you. There's something there, but men know. Tita said, I was with a man for 7 years. He told me from the beginning he didn't want it because he never saw a successful marriage. I respected it and accepted it. There were times during the relationship I wanted him to ask me, but I never brought it up because he told me from the beginning. Yeah, I feel like at that point, I've heard those relationships too. And instead of accepting it, the women will say, I accept it. And then they be like, well, you should really work on, like, the fact that you haven't seen any successful marriages doesn't mean you can't. Like, they be thinking, like, you know, there's something you can do to change that. And I think that's where the issue comes in too. Sherry said, though it's wrong, but speaking from my own experience, I think you need to live with someone for at least a year. I just dated my first husband for months, but I didn't live with him until we were married. And I found that I really didn't like or love him for real. We didn't make it to our first anniversary. I mean, I feel, I hate to, do the controversial thing out here, but I agree with that. I get it that people didn't live with people before, but man, it's something different when you live with somebody. Like, I need to know, are you leaving that toothpaste off that cap? Because we fighting. Like, what you doing? Hold on.
Carlos,
What?
that is impossible, robot.
I mean, have you even came close to finding a person like that?
Dang, Carlos, there's really nothing out there. Like, you just
I'm not asking for a robot. I am asking for a simple growth mindset. I don't want. And then I see Peyton have a question that I'm just gonna wrap this because she said, "What if your person is a 9-to-5 person and you're a leader, but on every other part of y'all's lives is a perfect fit? It shouldn't stop you from growing. They're just growing in a different path as you. They might want to grow in that 9-to-5, but you might grow as an entrepreneur. I think it's okay if y'all life together as spouses work."
Yeah.
I have to learn that.
So when I'm talking about growth as a professional, I'm not saying the person should just go into all entrepreneurship either. I'm just saying the person need to have a growth mindset for me to have interest, for me to stay interested in you. Like, when I go to the bar, I don't want to talk about the day in the life of the 9-to-5. I want to hear how if you talk about your work life, how many situations you had to navigate, and you as a person showed up. I want to be in a relationship that has substance. I don't want to go in autopilot and we're together for years. I'm just saying we have to be able to be together and want to see success for each other. Like, if my partner see I'm down, I want you to pour into me. Like, come on, you gotta bounce back. Take some days off. Let's go here. If you don't have a growth mindset, you can't understand what that's like, because you like, just go. Come on, you gotta push through. We gotta get these bills paid. I don't want that mindset.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know, Keon. It might be other people that's thinking the same. Lyrics said the same thing. She said in her head, she said, "Oh, she want a robot."
I don't want a robot. I just want a growth mindset, and I don't want to be. I don't want to feel like I'm bringing the most to the table. I want substance. Like,
but y'all, she did say what she's wanting is, to her, absolutely obtainable, because she's saying, she previously said, I'm around these people, so I know it exists in people. So that's why she's saying that. It's not a robot. She's definitive about that, because
It's
these
about your
people
environment.
exist. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
So what you're saying is those people don't exist in your life. But for her, she's around those type of people, so it doesn't seem like it's unobtainable. Carlos said, "Bring me on." Carlos said, "Bring me on." I'm finna bring you on in a second, Carlos. Let me read these comments because I got a good question. I want to know. I want to hear from a male's point of view and a female. Tita said the only reason she wanted to marry at one point in the relationship was because she felt convicted spiritually, but she stayed in the relationship because he was a good dude. Maya said Keon runs a strict program. Nobody is safe. Hannah said, if we thought like Keon, we would all be in a better place. Too many chances be given to those unworthy. No, really, if we band together and you kind of think and set boundaries, people wouldn't think they could come to you any old kind of way, DMing you instead of like respectfully coming up to you or coming up to you, you know, with your pants
like
sagging.
patience. Like I'm not choosing, and that's why I feel like marriage is an end goal because I refuse to settle and be okay with a broken heart. Like
Yeah.
I will never allow a person that I love as like for fun. We're choosing to love each other, and you break my heart. Like if I those signs of you going to break my heart or is going to be, I'm going to see that real early, and then I'm gonna call Maya and ask her about that behavior and let her know about it. Am I delusional or what? Like, because I'm not settling for no broken heart, and I'm not settling for years and time. I'm not doing that. If it's my person and they're supposed to be my person, they gonna check off every single box that makes me feel like that's what's required for us to have success.
Maybe not every box, but yeah.
Yeah,
I
I always go with Mom. You know how Mom them used to say 80-20 or 80%. As long as they have
80%. Yeah.
I take 80%.
Yolanda said, y'all better get that piece of paper. The last thing you want to do is leave your family on this side fighting your 10-year partner for the things y'all built together. If there's no will, there's nothing that can be done. Yeah.
Bottom line, married or not, like that's the bottom line.
Peyton said, I don't think you'll ever be 100% on the same level as a person. It's okay. I think you should have a life with your spouse, but should also still have your own life and goals. Then you bring that together. It's the commitment part. You should have the same values, but it's okay if your man wants a Nissan and if you want a BMW. You're going to leave him because of that, but everything else aligns in y'all life. You never be on the same page 100% of the time, but as long as you're a good team, that's all that should matter. I definitely agree with that. Scott said, I prefer natural, but ain't nothing wrong with a BBL now.
That's what's wrong right there.
Okay. Yeah. How's that been working out for you? Yeah, we want to know. You come on up with Carlos. Let's talk about the BBLs. They've been working out. Hannah said, nah, for real. You have to have 2-year max. My dad always told me that it doesn't take a man long to know if he wants to marry you. Very true. Nicole said, I don't think it's an actual time limit, but I'm with Maya. I'm not going to be a girlfriend forever. I feel like a man know within months if he wants to make you a wife. Hannah said, heavy on the date with hope. Yeah, that's the wrong thing to have. I've done this. I think a lot of people have. What's funny?
Bree, she said, when you came to ATL, there was no BBL about it now, friend.
No, sir. No, sir.
Tina said, Maya, how long should you be engaged before marriage? I'm just asking since you're newly engaged after a long-term relationship. Oh, that's a good question.
I'm not putting no timeline on it. People be engaged for 2 years. Now, I don't feel like we should be, same with being a girlfriend. I don't feel like I should be a girlfriend for 8 years. I'm not going to wait that long. We haven't been doing what we needed to do to solidify this. But I'm not going to say like we get engaged and then the next year we get married. If we are not on the same, I need to make sure we're on the same page. And I'm in the process of doing this now, just being transparent. I have a therapist. We're going through 3 premarital counseling. That don't mean it's anything wrong, but I want to make sure that all my ducks are crossing. And for me, marriage is, I'm financially about to put my finances together with this other person. So I want to make sure we're on the same page about that, about big decisions. Like it's not no fairy tale stuff. I don't care about this wedding. I want to make sure we are on the same page. And if that takes more than 2 years, then that's just what it is.
Dion said, if you are dating with intention, you know if that person is the one. I agree with Maya that it shouldn't take 10 years. Wanza said, Keon, you and her think alike.
Yeah, we're not out here playing in this love field. I ain't got time.
Cornisha agreed 3 to 5 years. But she said, she backtracked and said, then again, 5 years too long. I'm almost 40. Peyton said, my grandma always said dating is an interview for marriage, but don't let it last too long. Yep. I do agree with 3 to 4 years of friendship into a relationship, but also if you know before, then that's even better. Dion said he's seen people who has been together for 10 years who not married. I've also seen people get married after 6 to 9 months of dating, so it just depends. Mom said, at least give me a dang policy. Kuda said, I'm getting the hell on. Yolanda said, your life should be prosperous. If that's not happening, then what's the point?
That's all I'm saying about my robot. That's it.
You owning it now. She owning it.
That's all I'm saying about my robot. That's it. There we go.
Buzz said you basically have to watch who you allow sit at your table. If they can't bring a good meal to your table, then there's no seats. Okay.
Period. There ain't no food. There ain't no plate.
Peyton has a question for Peyton has a question for you, Keon. What if your person is that's the question that you answered, the 9 to 5 thing?
Yeah, she answered.
Okay. Mom said, Keon, you're basically saying you want a goal-oriented, compatible mate, and nothing is wrong with that. Hannah agreed with me on the toothpaste cap, yeah, because some of us have like things, like little things that bother us. Like if I put something back in the same drawer and you carelessly putting it somewhere else, then neither one of us can find it. When you live with somebody, you find all those things out. Peyton said, Keon, keep those standards. It's someone out there for you.
Thank you, Peyton. That's why you got to come back every week and protect me from these vultures. Because I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I want to ask a question, Carlos. I'm finna bring you up because I want to ask this question. I want to hear your answer to it. The Humble Hustler said, "What about polygamy?" Oh man.
Never mind. What about polygamy? Don't do that. I'm done.
Okay, so here's the question I want to ask. This was for the men, what do you need to see, like 3 major core aspects to see from your woman to make you ready to pop the question? And for women, what do you need to see to be ready? What y'all got in the chat? What do you need, if you're a man, what do you need to see from your woman to make you ready to pop the question? And for ladies, what do you need to see to be ready to not embarrass somebody and answer yes? What's up, Carlos?
What's up with it? So what was the question again?
What do you need to see from your woman, like 3 to 5, maybe 3 core major aspects to be able to pop the question? And for women, what do you need to see to be able to answer yes? The Humble Hustler said, respect, patience, and respect, patience, and respect. What you got, Carlos?
The number one thing that every man wants from his woman at all times is for her to be feminine and soft at all times. If a woman,
what does that look like?
Yeah, we gonna.
As a woman, you asking that should automatically, as a woman, if you always come with a man with soft energy, it's nothing that man won't do for you.
What about what is the man coming with?
What you're referring to is the adage of you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. Like, and whatever you say, come soft with it, is what you're saying.
So
I just feel like men are always talking about women need to be soft, women need to do this and that. What are you doing? Y'all always want to say what the woman is doing. What y'all doing? What y'all bringing to the table?
We bring a protection. We bring protection. I mean, if I'm telling you, if a woman gives a man soft energy, it's nothing that you're not making his life hard. You're making him want to be around you. You always smiling at him. That helps his morale. Like Keon was saying, if she outgrow her partner. Well, I got a question for Keon. Let's say your partner is working at this manufacturer company and he likes his 9 to 5 and he's doing well in it. And y'all are financially stable at the house. And he's just at a point where he don't want to go to the next level, but you do, but he gives you all that capacity to go to the next level. So now you outgrowing him, but he's still doing good at his position. That's why I say that for you to think like that, that's crazy because anybody that you get with in your mind frame, it's like a competition. You always want to outgrow them.
No. I didn't say I always want to outgrow them. I said I want us to grow together. I think you may have misinterpreted what I'm saying. I'm saying don't let me outgrow you, meaning don't get so stagnant with where you are in life that you can't dream anymore, that you stop dreaming. Don't get caught up in the bills. Don't get caught up in the day-to-day things that you can't see. Oh, I once had a dream to be this, and now we spend the next 10 years talking about what you coulda, woulda, shoulda done. All I'm saying is let's grow together. I'm never saying it's a competition. I don't feel like it's a competition at all. I'm saying let's grow.
That's how I wrote off your tongue because it's just like, let's say that I'm a doctor and I worked hard to get to this, to get to this doctor. Like it's almost 10 to 15 years to be a doctor. And it's just like, let's say I'm stagnant for being a doctor. So you seeing me being a doctor for 10, 20 years. And in your mind, you like, oh, nah, he can do more. He can do more. He can do more.
No, because I know as a doctor, you got CEUs. I know as a doctor, that I did it in 7 and I did residency in 1. I know that I had a growth mindset. I'm not saying my person supposed to be like, oh, since you became a doctor and you did residency, I'm gonna be an attendant. I'm not saying that. But my person should definitely be like, our bag getting bigger, let's invest in this. So maybe your growth isn't professionally, it's not in your career. Maybe your growth is in a way I can't see it and you telling me how to make our money bigger, make our money be more than it is. So the thing is, you have to have this type of mindset. I'm not saying we got to grow in the same way. I'm not saying you got to grow professionally. I'm saying you have to have a mindset to not be stagnant and want more. I'm never going to be okay with just what I got today. That's just me.
Look what I'm saying. If I'm okay being a doctor and I don't want to go to the next level, and I'm paying, like it's okay for me. It's sufficed in my lifestyle, and it's not hurting the household. That's stagnant. I'm just saying that's that. I'm doing nothing. Like just because you got an idea and you go on it and you hit this $1 million idea. Now you outgrown me. Basically, I'm your partner, and it's just like you outgrown me, and now you're not going to look at me in the same. But it's just like I love what I do, and to me, that's not stagnant.
No, I think you should. I think if you love what you do, that's perfect. But me, for what I need for my partner,
it's going to be a strict. Like I got one question for you. Have you even came close to finding the person that you're talking about?
Yes, like that's why to me, like, it does not sound impossible. Only thing that lacks is the phases of life we're in at the time. It does not sound like it's an impossible task. It does not sound like it's impossible for someone who works at Tyson to perform. Like, if you work at Tyson's and you once had a dream to become a teacher, I'm not saying be a doctor like me. I'm saying don't lose that dream of becoming a teacher. You better work at Tyson and finesse where you at right now to become a teacher. I'm not saying you have to grow in the same right here with me. You have to have a certain mindset, which is, I think we talked about it like weeks back about having a poor mindset and more of a mindset of wealth for each other. Like that's all I'm saying. You can literally be the trash person that I fell in love with, the janitor. But that better when I meet you as a janitor, I hope that your mindset is the choice to grow, maybe from learning from me, maybe from realizing that you see more in yourself. But I'm not settling for nobody that's okay with being stagnant just in life.
It's
Period.
different way. It's not as black as white as you thinking, Carlos. It's different ways to
Yeah.
show. But I got a couple of questions in the comments for you, Carlos. So Hannah said, if I gotta pay bills, I'm already in big dog energy. I feel like a man comes to help place you in that energy. Bree said, what happens when the man?
She said what?
She said,
read that comment again.
if she gotta pay bills, she already in big dog energy. She feels like a
No,
man comes to
she's
help place you in that
she's in a-
energy.
She's been an adult energy. That's not being no big dog. You want to be a big dog. You don't hear men who pay their own bills saying, "Oh, I'm big dog over here." No, that's because we're grown. We have to do that. No, that's because you don't want to have soft energy, and that's probably why it's hard for a lot of women to find their mates because of that. You don't hear men.
I get what you're saying. I'm not
we always
like
gotta-
it's not necessary. I don't think it's necessarily about paying. I agree with that because it's not necessarily about paying bills. That to me, it's about if we're both paying bills and you expect me to do these 1950 other duties by myself instead of being in a partnership. That's crazy work because I'm over here paying bills like you are.
No, I said
No. I'm not saying you saying that.
I'm like-
I'm just,
said-
yeah. I know what you're saying. You're talking about to me, soft energy in the
brings
in the
a man out.
context that what you're talking about is different because it's about how you, if you have a question, if you're frustrated about something, it's about how you express that.
got a
And
question.
Bree asked, what happens when the man don't? She stopped, but I'm guessing come with like, not soft energy like a woman, but if you come hard, why does the woman always got to be soft in that situation?
Because the man always have to be masculine in the household. Because if we're not masculine in the household, the woman won't respect us and they will walk right over us. That's just how it is. It's a balance. That's why they call it feminine and masculine energy. When you get around that, it's a balance. I'm masculine, but when I get around my woman who dearly loves me, yes, I'm gonna be soft. Why? Because she brings that out of me. Just like if a woman been single for so long and she finally found her mate, she can feel comfortable and protected because she has that masculine energy. So if someone wants to break in the house, she don't have to question it. She know her man gonna take care of that. Now, if a woman has to any part of her life, if she's with a man who's masculine and she got to test his masculinity, she's not going to be attracted to that man.
Lyric
somebody
said,
bring-
I actually agree with him. Lyric in what way? You're talking about the soft energy thing, or you're talking about what he's saying right now?
Why you don't never hear a man say, in order for me to release my masculine energy, a woman has to do that to release it? But you always hear that vice versa. In order for a woman to release the feminine energy, a man has to do this to release it. That's the dumbest stuff ever.
I don't think that's
woman
what
is
women's saying. I think what's happening is men don't have to say, in order for me to release my masculine energy, a woman has to do this because you live in masculine energy. What a woman is saying is when men are like, why do y'all be in masculine energy? Why do y'all do everything
Survival
yourself? A woman is saying, because you won't do your part, I have to do both. No one is saying like I gotta live in masculine energy just for fun. Most of the time when I read it, when I see what they're saying if you don't do your part, then now I gotta play all of them, and that is the reality. Because I can't sit and wait for you to decide. Now I feel needed, or you've asked me the proper way.
Why is that person with that person then? That's my thing. Like if you know that you're not getting that from that person, you need to leave. You need to go find someone else. But at the same time, it's just like you don't hear men say, "Oh, I'm in survival mode." You hear a lot of women say, "Oh, I'm in survival mode. That's why I'm so masculine." And it's just like that's not my fault. I didn't put you in survival mode. Just like it's not your fault of my past traumas. I have to deal with that and heal from it, especially if I'm trying to get to know a person.
Okay, so
But you don't
Lyric
never.
answered when she said she agreed with you. She said, "Come." She talking about this coming with soft energy thing and what
Yeah.
you're saying now. She said she also added, but he has to be doing his part
Of
to
course.
answer the question about what do you need to see to ask the question. Think about that answer, Carlos, because I'm going to read this comment, and then the
Okay.
females. What do you need to be able to answer? Yes. Yeah, you got some people that's agreeing with you, Carlos. Aisha said she see what you're saying. Yolanda answered the question and she said, what I need to see that I didn't see in the past was a prayer, a man that allows God to lead him so he can properly lead his household. 2, a protector, and 3, a provider. What is the man doing for her to stay in her femininity? Why wouldn't a woman be in her softness if she's given the safe space to do so?
Why shouldn't a woman is made to be soft, just like a man is made to be hard? If a
Right, but
woman,
what she's saying is, of course, they would remain in their soft space if they're given the space in their soft energy, if they're given the space to do so.
So
yeah, but
read
like,
Wanza's comment because Wanza said, "Are you making it a safe place for a woman to let down her masculine energy? Have you made it a safe space for her to feel like she just doesn't have to do everything by herself, putting herself in that man's position? Because some men and women don't allow their other person to sit in their feminine energy."
And that's
if
what
you
women
come
are saying when they're saying they can't
look,
sit in their feminine energy.
but this the thing. When a woman comes with soft energy, them questions don't have to be
That's
asked
not
because now you
true.
put yes,
That's
because now you putting the man in a position where he wants to do things for you. You making him feel comfortable.
That's not
He's going to
necessarily true. You can
I
be
know
in
a
your
woman that's soft energy and let her
what
baby daddy
what man
drive
want
her
to
car all across the city and
what
he don't
man want
work
to be
all day.
what
Nah.
man want to be around a masculine woman though?
So here's the problem.
Answer the
You're
question.
you're you're
Hold on.
cycling. You're cycling
No.
because what
What?
man wants to be around a masculine woman?
Yeah.
Probably not any. However, what you have to realize is that woman also don't want to be around that man that's making her masculine, because what we're saying is the
I'm
reason why
agreeing
we're
with
being
you.
masculine is because you ain't doing your part. Why are you here? So the question for all of this really is the question that you asked: why you still here? Like, if you feel like that person is not making a safe space for you and you've had the conversation in a soft energy way to say, I feel like I don't have a partner. I feel like I don't have a partnership in this, and I need this. And what I need is, specific things, like I need you to also, take part in the groceries, the mental load, the doctor's appointments, the nighttime
That's where
routine. I can't do this by
communication come
myself.
in at. That's where communication come in at, like how
Right.
you explained it.
Right. And
But
at that point,
once that communication is set
yep.
and it's not getting, reciprocated,
Yep.
that's where you start drawing the lines. Like, hey, I don't think this working for me. You just
Yep.
don't leave a person. Like you have to learn a person. You have to get to
Yeah.
learn a person. Yeah, I
Yeah.
came from 2 different upbringings. So the only thing is, if something is bothering you, hey, Dash, I don't like you, leaving dishes in the sink or blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? But you have to
Yeah.
let that person. You have to give them time to try to fix it so y'all can work on it.
Yep.
But if it doesn't, now it's going to be a problem. And then if they say they love you, they will work on it. Don't just think it's going to happen overnight.
Right.
But you have to grow with a person. That's why
Right.
it's called growing.
Yeah. That's a good point. And at that point, when you find that person is like, nah, I'm not doing all of that. Now now becomes the issue of you need to.
Yeah.
It's on you to set your boundary, because you're gonna continue to live in quote unquote masculine
misery.
energy,
Yeah.
and they're gonna continue to resent you for living in that masculine energy when really they're not doing what they need to be doing anyway. So they're gonna resent you for being masculine, and they're making you be masculine because they're not doing their part. You really just need to set your boundaries and go your own way.
Message.
I
There you go,
definitely
Dave.
feel you on that.
I like how you broke that down.
One
Message.
of the ask Carlos, what's a masculine woman to you?
A masculine woman? I don't know, because I don't hang around no masculine woman. I get away from that type. I get it. I'm just being real. Like I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm already masculine enough. So I need that soft energy from a woman. And if I have to question that, I don't need to be around that woman. Just like if a woman have to question is he masculine or not, like no, you don't. If you know we human beings and we over 25.
Yeah.
You over 25. I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10 you've been with someone. You know how a relationship is, and you know feminine and masculine energy. If I have to question a woman if she masculine or not, and I don't have to do that because I won't be around it because it's just like that's not what I'm attracted to.
The Humble Hustler said, we're both masculine and feminine. It's about balance. Gotta stop forcing. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. To answer the question about what does it take for you to ask the question and what does it take for a female to answer the question, Scott answered friendship, wife energy, which is caring, loyal, a real partner, reciprocal. That's wife energy? Okay. Goal-oriented, family-oriented, and ready to be a soft girl. That's a wife.
Ready to be a soft girl.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Soft energy, ready to be a soft girl.
Peyton said she needs a good overall character. So even when it's hard, I'll be treated well regardless. Financial stability. Not rich, but stability. I've always been stable financially. I want the same back. Open to compromise because we're going to go through stuff. I am not fighting to be right. I'm fighting to fix our problem, even if that's one or both of us having to compromise to get there. I'm willing. I need my partner to be willing. I like that answer. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too. It seems like she's a team player.
So, Carlos, what's the answer for you? What do you need to see to ask the question? What you looking for?
As far as like if I'm gonna marry that person or not. First, soft energy. Second, respect. I have to have that. Third, I would definitely just being there for me. I don't need much, especially if I'm financially stable. You know what I'm saying? So a woman has to feel comfortable with a man income. If she want to stay at home, don't want to work, she has to feel comfortable with that income. So if you make me feel comfortable and you don't make me feel less of a man, it's going to work out. It's going to work out. But as soon as that, my finances and you're not trying to contribute and I'm taking care and I'm taking it's going to be tension.
All right, so I'm gonna let you down, Carlos. Thank you for your comments. For those of y'all who, wait, Carlos, you single? For those of y'all who are interested, Carlos is in Missouri. He is. I'm pretty sure you're an engineer, right? You went to the engineering school in Raleigh. Yeah, Carlos is an engineer. So for those of you who are single and wondering who this is, go on TikTok, you'll see his name.
You come with that soft girl energy.
Yeah, make sure you come with the soft girl energy. But it seems like some of y'all on here understand what he's talking about and feel him on that. So I'm just putting that out there.
Women, the number one, like I ask women this all the time, and I'm gonna get off of this. I ask women what is more powerful, a woman's soft energy or her pussy? And a lot of women say my pussy, and it's just like no, it's not.
Dang, that's crazy.
A man would take soft energy over pussy anytime.
Yeah, anybody answering like that is
rough ride. And that's for people without the broke mindsets that's responding like that.
No, for real.
That's how you responding.
Yeah,
you ain't got no broke
mindset. Cause really, yo, you ain't even got no mindset. You talking about your body. Like, come on. Yeah.
I met you in the club talking like that.
Yeah.
In a club,
yeah.
Like that,
Anyway,
you might meet your person in the club.
That's true. All right, I'm gonna read the rest of these comments. Thank you, Carlos.
Ain't no problem. Y'all have a good one.
Bye, Carlos.
Erica said, God-fearing, supportive, kind-hearted, thoughtful, consistent, have the drive to keep going on all levels, mentally, physically, financially. A go-getter. Nick said it's not 1928. Everybody can work the same jobs. Right. Yolanda said, hold on now. Didn't he say her softness? Calluses are soft. Nick says soft energy has nothing to do with the amount of money she can make. Are you patient? Can you nurture me with love? Can you turn the other cheek when my masculine ego is in the way? Nah. Go ahead and count me out. I'm not turning any cheeks. Okay? I'm finna meet your energy. Nick said that's soft energy for me. Yolanda said when a woman has been the man in her life and that's all she knows until she can trust someone to show her she's safe to rest. Exactly. Maya said, as a woman, I need space to fully be myself and continue growing without feeling limited or trapped. My partner knows that I need to be in a space where I can enjoy being feminine, take care of myself, and still feel emotionally supported, especially on hard days. I also need peace and trust in knowing my fiance or spouse is logical and grounded in his decisions. That's how I can be soft and say yes to a ring. Hannah says she got so much to say, but he not trying to hear it. What you got, Hannah? The Humble Hustler said respect is number one. Yeah, I think that's huge. Yolanda's talking to Carlos. She said, women are trying to communicate with you and you're still telling us what it is. That's exactly the problem. We can't trust y'all to listen and you're not listening. Y'all go ahead.
Between Yolanda, Hannah, and Maya, yeah, y'all snap.
Scott said, if she can't be soft, leave, King, respectfully. Oh, yeah. I mean, can't be. We can be soft. I think all of us are capable of it, but. You know.
I think what is being said is men are saying they want a soft girl. Girls are saying, help me be soft. Like, provide, show up for me, be the breadwinner. Come through for me.
I don't even think a lot of people are saying be the breadwinner. But
okay, not just be the breadwinner, but be there for me emotionally. Be there for me supportive. It's multiple components that can bring out a woman's soft girl era. And Carlos make it sound like women just ain't out here just ain't choosing to be soft, but everybody else like ain't nobody being soft for free.
It's like we both just got home, right, from work. You sat down and enjoyed yourself, and I saw all the things that needed to be done, and you want me to be soft. That's crazy. Get up and do something with me. And then you're gonna get some softness. You're going to get thank you. You're going to get all of that. Because what you doing? You see all of this. Things need to be cooked. The kids going crazy. Backpacks ain't cleaned out. We got to reset for tomorrow. Why you chilling? And then watching everybody around you like, oh, that's my soft girl. You finna get punched in the face. Get up.
Whoa, punched in the face. I'm a lover, not a
We don't
fighter.
condone violence.
We don't condone violence because punched in the face is abusive.
Okay, so you finna get punched in the face. Is it theoretically?
No, Dash, you probably mean that.
I'm not punching people verbally. I don't know.
Right,
I don't know
like,
if y'all know
get
Nate
up.
chill, but he ain't finna take no hands. he chill, but he ain't finna take no hands. So yeah, I can't punch nobody in the face. Hannah said I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make him drink. I'm gonna sit this one out. Yolanda said at this point we just say I got it. Oh man. Mom said awesome topic. Please read the other comments. I don't want to miss anything. But we're getting heavy. Sorry, not sorry. Peyton said, not to be rude to Carlos, you seem like a great man, but you have to let them talk without interrupting them. I don't know you, but I promise you'll get a long way letting your partner talk and actually listen to help them. It sounds like you're hearing but not actually listening. You gotta listen to understand their side instead of talking over. Being a man means respecting a woman. Let her talk, let her cry, and you as the man help fix the problem. Like you said, communication is important on both ends.
I feel like to me, communication is the key to relationships, period. And as a therapist, they teach you about active listening. And
Yep.
because you are looking for things within the conversation to understand this stranger and understand where their pain is deriving from, you have to literally listen. It could be the slowest conversation in the world. I had one today that talked about her husband in Vietnam, but I had to literally listen to understand this person. And it's not I'm listening to respond. I am listening to solely learn for literally 30 minutes before I'm making my thoughts or my voice heard as a priority. But for the first 30, you got it. I'm gonna listen because I'm learning. But after that, time is mine. We got to move on. And so I feel like active listening is very important in any relationship. If I don't feel heard, I don't like you no more. Sorry, Carlos. Come for me for that one. But if I don't feel heard and you're not listening and I'm steady trying to, I just shut down. Like I'm just not being heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Humble Hustler lyric said, oh no. Bree said, absolutely. Get up and come help me. Lyric said, yeah, that's what I mean by soft girl energy. He definitely has to do his part. The Humbler Hustler said, he got to get off them dating sites. Who you talking about? Carlos said, I respect what Keon said about being heard. Listen, Tita said, listen to understand, not to respond. Okay, y'all. So I'm gonna wrap this up because I still want to make sure that if you're in a long-term relationship, whatever you choose, if you choose to get married, you still need to pay attention to what I'm about to say, because sometimes getting married doesn't quite do everything that you need it to do. If you choose not to be married, that's your choice if the both of you are on the same page. But there are 5 things that I really think you should consider. So number 1, the first one is a cohabitation agreement. That is, I don't necessarily feel like you need that for, an apartment or anything like that. But when you have a house, because there are some people I know who have been together for a long time, they got kids together, they bought a house together, they're not married. You need to figure out who owns what happens if y'all break up, because if not, the court will decide for you, and the court will say, even if you're not married, the court will say, if y'all can't agree on who's financially able to take over this mortgage and who's going to get off of it, or you can't buy the other person out, then y'all gonna have to sell the house and split the proceeds. So that's a big one. Number 2 is a will or a trust. A will is either, are you gonna pay later, which is you're gone, you draft up a will and you say what you want, and that's fine, but then your family pays later because they spending time in probate court and they gotta hire a lawyer to go through probate court, which is obnoxious. A trust, you're going to pay now, and it is expensive, but you want to make sure that your partner has what they need. You put your policies, your insurance policies in it, all your assets and stuff like that, and then the trust can protect those assets to make sure like wages aren't garnished. And this is why, whether you're married or not, this one is important. Number 3, a power of attorney. So most people have heard of a power of attorney, but you need a financial power of attorney. That is over your account. If you don't have anybody on your account right now, that's the TOD, which is transfer on death. Like when you die, who gets access to that account? They freeze your assets. They will freeze that account until they get a court paperwork, something to figure out. Even if there's somebody somewhere that has access to your card and the PIN, now they get to look fraudulent, like they're taking money from a deceased person. So power of attorney, financial power of attorney, you can Google those. You don't have to pay a lawyer to get a fancy power of attorney. Just make sure, if you're not married, that your person is transfer on death on your bank accounts and they have power of attorney financially. And then there's the power of attorney medically. This is who can make medical decisions. So that if something happens, your family coming in here talking about you just a girlfriend, even though you've been a girlfriend for 20 years, doesn't matter. You have that documentation to show that. The fourth thing is beneficiary on the policies. Make sure, number one, you have a policy. And I'm sorry, I don't care if you're not with the person anymore. I don't really know the problem in having a policy on somebody. Like, if something happens to them, then you can fund their family or the kid that you have with them, even if y'all are not together. So don't let those policies lapse, even though you're not together. That makes no sense. But make sure if you do have a policy that you have a beneficiary designated, and every now and then check and make sure it's the beneficiary you still want and you don't need to change it. And then the last thing is just titling your property, like your assets, your car, your car can be transferred upon death too, and your house, those things. If you don't get a trust, then make sure you have those titled right. So even if you're not married, there are ways to protect yourself and kind of get around some of the issues that these people are saying, oh, so-and-so wasn't married, but they had this issue. Those 5 things will easily help you get around that. And that's paperwork that you can fill out. Then your family will know, oh, they were serious about this person, whether they like them or not. So I just wanted to make sure I ended with that to give y'all some little legal advice to help you just decide whichever way you decide. But I really appreciate y'all for having this conversation with us, because I was genuinely curious about what everybody thought. Thanks for rocking with us. Next week, the conversation is, I think it's about social media or health. Yeah, it's about social media. So it's interesting that we talked about social media today. If you're interested, the blog is up right now. It's about the impact on kids, but also the impact on the world in general, and how social media is impacting everybody. So if you want to read the blog, go to labelmelegal.com/blog, and it's up there. Otherwise, I will see y'all next Monday, 7:30 Central. And if you are interested and like the little legal tidbits, I'm actually on TikTok live every morning, 10 a.m. Central, under the DIY Lawyer. If you're on TikTok, I'm under this page. Sometimes I'm doing it at 11 a.m. too. So thank y'all for your comments. Bye.